Hello, Virgo. Hello, Virgo. This is Tarot Queen Jamila, and I'm here to do your yearly reading. Now, I know that there's this black background, okay? And in my other ones, I had a green background, and I kind of wanted to switch it over to black. So I hope that you guys like it. Um, there you go. You can see it a lot better now, okay? So I don't know. I just felt like having the black, and then that way the illustrations of the cards, I figured they would pop through. Okay. So anyway, welcome to your yearly. This is going to be for 2017, 2018, and 2019. So we're going to do a recap and a preview. We're going to look into 2019, and then we're also going to look at 2018, Virgo. So welcome. And I don't know what that is. Okay, so please forgive that. That sucks that that's there. But the cards will cover it up. Okay, so I'm going to do the divination. If you need a private reading, the link to my website is below. And also make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Okay. All right, we're going to call the Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Azrael for protection during this reading. Protection and healing, okay, because there's no telling what could come out even with this reading. Okay, we're going to call for the spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels, okay, for the Virgos. Okay, Virgo sun, moon, and rising. What messages do you have for Virgo? Sorry. What messages do you have for Virgo about lessons from the previous year? Okay. For Virgo, what can Virgo expect in the next year? What is a challenge Virgo will face this year? Okay, what is the strength? How to harness Virgo's inner power? Advice for Virgo as far as lessons that they learned from last year. Guidance for 2019. And clarity. What is Virgo's personal theme for the year? So this is a 7-card spread, Virgos. We'll look at your sunset, horizon, obstacles, strength, advice, navigation, and clarity. Okay, and Spirit, we want to look at 2017, 2018. So previous year, Spirits, is 2017. This year is 2018, and in the next year will be, so spirits know that. Guidance for 2019. I just like for my readings to be very accurate. So that's why I do that way that I do. Okay. Okay, let's see what's going on here, guys. Okay, Virgo, this is your reading. Let's take a look at your cards. Kind of want to go a little bit. Okay. All right. So card number 1, first of all, you got a lot of court cards, a lot of people also that showed up in your reading. You got 5 court cards. No, well, actually, yeah. Yeah, 5, because the hooded man is the hermit. So, okay, well, let's take a look here. First of all, for your sunset, things that you learned from the previous year. Feel like last year you learned all about going for what you know. You also were learning responsibility, Virgo. You were learning responsibility last year. The King of Bowls comes up. That's also the King of Wands, okay? King of Wands is a lesson on responsibility, I feel, as far as being a leader. And it's not just going for what you know, but then it's also taking your own advice. Okay? You can dish the advice out, Virgo, but now you're gonna have to take it. So it's not about just talking about it, it's about being about it, and it's about going for what you know. So I feel like that was a lesson that you learned last year. It was centered around a fire sign person. They could have been either an enemy or either a friend or both. Okay? They could have served both roles for you. Spirit, give me some clarity on King of Bows. Okay, see? The Seven of Arrows. So this is somebody that they definitely did betray you in some kind of way. Okay? And this was somebody that taught you lessons in trust, and as far as trusting yourself and trusting your own instincts. And now I can see sort of where this mental blockage came from, because if you guys notice, I always do these readings up to the Virgo and then I stop. And for some reason, there was some weird blockage. So I actually felt like this creative blockage, like just with doing these. And so for some reason, I wanted to listen to some spirit told me to listen to clearing mental blockages and subconscious negativity. So that is yeah, a lot of you guys were clearing out negativity. You began to get clarity as far as to why. Some of you Virgos, this is what I want to tell you. Both of my parents are Virgos. So one of the negative things that Virgos do is hold grudges. So you've been holding a grudge, and I know that my mother can hold a grudge for years and years. Okay, she really can. It's very devastating. It's been devastating to my life. I know that much because I couldn't stay upset and angry at my children that long. But she can do it, and you know, you have to protect yourself from the negative energy that comes from it. So I feel like that could be, is something, I feel like Virgo, you were not being the best of persons last year, and you had to learn that. I really do feel that. Okay? I mean, you can, like I was saying, you can dish it out, but you couldn't take it. So you wanted everybody else to see truths about themselves, but you didn't see the truth about yourself and the things that you were doing. Final advice, or how are you seeing it as an outcome for last year? Definitely was dealing with some major, I feel like major trust, or not major because that's not the, I do feel as though you were dealing with some insecurities, okay? And you got a new beginning from that. The Ace of Bowls comes up. So this was the outcome last year. Virgo, you learned, you learned a very valuable lesson, and you did have a powerful new beginning. You basically became a different person. You did. You changed. And you don't even want to admit to that, because in order to say that you changed, you would have to admit to your wrongdoing previously. And that's something that Virgos have a definite challenge admitting, even within themselves. Okay, but you've got to know that that's what you did, even though you probably didn't even, and some of you probably did, especially with the hooded man coming up. Because I feel like you began to take a look at yourself, and you began to take a look at the mistakes that you were making. So looking at your horizon, what was over the horizon, you know, was the hooded man, or either the hermit. And so you are doing a lot of introspection. You're still learning this year, but you still definitely, a lot of you either got over an insecurity, or either it was some kind of distrust that was within yourself. This was something that you were attracting to yourself, which was the people that may have been doing you wrong, These were things that you were manifesting in your life yourself. You couldn't blame anybody else but yourself for that. Okay? So, the hooded man, what you can expect in the next year. You can expect to learn more about yourself, and I feel like it represents more so you not really, Virgo, I feel like you are going through um a period of isolation from either the world or a person. Okay? Now, be careful because you don't want to become detached. And I think that's what spirit guides are telling you in this reading. I'm going to throw a clarifier. What is the hooded man? What is this journey about for the next year? So in the next year, which would be from May 28th through 18 through May 2019, or maybe even for the year of 2018. Okay. The hooded man comes up. So I feel like a lot of you Virgos are still working on yourself. So don't expect Virgo to come out hiding just yet. They did learn some stuff, but they're not ready to celebrate yet. They will be. They will be because the 9 of Vessels comes up, which is really, really a very exciting card. Means that your wish is going to come true, but we'll see when. Anyway, let's look at this first. Give me some clarity on what is Virgo needing to do introspection on. Okay. 4 of Bows. All about family. Okay, now the 4 of Bows did want to come up in reverse. You guys sort of went into complete negative mode is what you did, Virgo. You went into negative mode. Virgos went into retrograde. Okay, you did. You went into retrograde, which is why this 7 of arrows comes up. Very abstract, sort of ran away from people, wasn't really showing your loved ones much compassion. Okay, so you couldn't really experience joy. You were just joyless. That's what the hooded man wants you to look at. Wants you to look at your strength as far as with your family, as far as with how you look at marriage and relationships. Okay, many of you Virgos, just because you had a bad marriage, you wanted everybody else's marriage to be bad. You wanted everybody else to see the bad in marriage. But that was just your marriage, Virgo. That wasn't everybody's life. That was just what you were manifesting. So you can tell that a lot of you Virgos, especially you Virgos that were either married to other Virgos or either with other Virgos. If you experienced a relationship with another Virgo, it was very negative because you were too much alike and you were going through synchronicity. But you decided to take that lesson. You decided to, and some of you were dealing with a fire sign, okay? And some of you air. But some of you literally had to learn yourself. And so that's what spirits want you to look at. They want you to look at your relationship with your family and your love relationships and your relationship with joy and happiness. Okay, you were not celebrating. You were not celebrating. You were just on a destructive path. Okay, last year. You were on a negative path. A negative path is always destructive. If you're a negative person, that's a self-destructive path that you're on because you're constantly thinking negative and you're constantly doing negative things, okay? Advice on the 4 of Bows. So the Temperance card comes up. Balance. This is the Balance card. Some of you were dealing with alcoholism, addiction. You were doing way too much of something. You were definitely stuck too much in one mode. You did not have balance. You did not have inner peace and inner equilibrium. You didn't have that. Okay, you couldn't, I mean, that's what I can see. And so I do see that happening in the next year for you. Okay, what you can expect in the next year. So a lot of you Virgos can expect to possibly get married, marriage proposals, feeling very, just having that equilibrium. Okay. An obstacle or a challenge that you'll face this year. You guys got the King of Vessels. So this is a person. This is either a relationship that you have with a person. It could. Now, I will tell you that right off the bat, I feel like the King of Vessels does represent a spirit guide that is balancing out your heart chakra, Virgo. Okay, in fact, I'm going to play some heart chakra incense while I do your reading, and then also some heart chakra music, because you guys need heart chakra meditation. Okay, when you speak with a really, really loving and compassionate person, they give you that frequency. So that could be that water sign that we're looking at. I do see an extremely supportive Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces that is there for you. It is going to be challenges with that person. I do believe that there possibly could be challenges. And I feel like that's a part of your challenge. I feel like love is a part of your challenge, your love life. Okay, so what we're going to do, Virgo, and you can actually come to me for chakra therapy. Taking forever to load that up. Okay, sorry. Let's do a little, and I could feel it. I could feel it. Okay. Now, your heart chakra is your challenge because you went to apathy, faithlessness, unforgiving, hopelessness, distrustful, uncommitted, and being detached. Okay. And a lot of you Virgos are in relationships. You're either in a relationship with a water energy, a fire energy, a earth energy, and or either an air sign. And an air sign would be the least likely because you do have an air sign that shows up in your reading, but it is in the reverse position. So your and even that needs to be balanced because you're not breathing. You're not getting that air energy that you need. You're not getting that H2O, that oxygen that you need, Virgo. Okay, now common physical symptoms of an unbalanced heart chakra: pneumonia, asthma, breast problems, respiratory problems, upper back pain, shoulder and upper arm pain, and premature aging. Psychological symptoms are the apathy, faithlessness, unforgiving, hopelessness, distrustful, uncommitted, and detached. When your heart chakra is balanced, you feel safe, you feel trust, you feel love, you feel self-compassion. Okay, you feel empathy, you feel like childlike, with you have that childlike world vision that feels good. You feel peace and harmony. Peace and harmony flourishes in your relationships. Let's do a clarifier. What is the King of Vessels? Now, I will tell you that sometimes your loved ones, like your lovers do serve as spirit guides to you. So that's why some of you. So let's see, because I'm curious as well. The love of my life happens to be a Virgo. So spirit guys, give me some clarity on the King of Vessels. Okay. The Nine of Stones. So you've got a lot of you Virgos, and it doesn't surprise me that you, even though your Earth, this person definitely does ground you, even though you're Earth. Okay, and I can sense that you're grounding them as well. I feel as though what this is, first of all, your spirit guides are telling you that there is going to be financial opportunities that are going to come up this year that are going to be very lucrative. And the problem is that you are going to possibly, maybe there's emotions that could be holding you back. Okay, which is where that blockage could be. So don't allow anything to hold you back as far as going for what you know, okay, with as far as with your financial stability. The Nine of Stones represents finances, okay? Now, uh, another thing is that I feel as though it does represent a relationship with a very, this is monogamy. I feel like you're going to have problems with some kind of issue or challenge. It does have something to do with being in a monogamous relationship with a water sign. Okay. So that may be a challenge for you, Virgo, because you are not, because, and the only reason why is because you've been in committed relationships before, but it just didn't work out and you're afraid to go into it. So this is a chance that you're taking, especially being that you've been through what you've been through. Okay. But see, that would be you still playing victim, because I believe that this person, this relationship with this person is very stable. Now, another thing I feel as though simultaneously it can represent you going for what you know with as far as starting a business. As far as getting your nest egg set up, because like, I don't know, like for me, my grandmother was a very successful business owner, and that's probably why I'm carrying the torch. So a lot of you Virgos, you know, you actually don't really, you actually don't really want the challenge, but then again, you want it. And it's because you're not allowing things to flow. You worry too much about money. It's a stress factor for you. You know, and that's what takes the zest out of it. Like, you're doing what you enjoy doing, but the money aspect of, if you could just do what you enjoy doing, Virgo, and not have to worry about the financial aspect of it or earning the money, you would be good. But being that you have to attach the finances to it is what stresses you, because there's a place inside of you that gets stressed out over money. And that is what makes it not flow to you, is when you worry about money. You allow it to flow to you. Okay. And then also you have this, it's also about your relationship with money. Okay. So this can be either, like I said, simultaneously. I'm looking at your love life as well as your finances. Okay. Final advice or outcome on the Nine of Stones. Oh, that is beautiful. You guys got the Empress. Oh my goodness. So the Empress is telling you that there is abundance. There's a cornucopia. There's a cornucopia. Okay. Another thing I can see is credit challenges, Virgo. You just have to buckle down and pay off your debts, and then things are going to flourish in the next year for you. So paying off your debts, feeling very secure within yourself, allowing the money, allowing things to flow to you. Okay. And then also you can get readings, you can get forecasts. I'm actually going to be forecasting, doing some money, some weekly and monthly forecasts for people that are investors or people that are, you know, doing something to earn money, okay, on their own. Now, also the Empress does represent your boss, okay, ascended master. So I kind of feel as though this is representing, you know, a possible promotion that you're going to get. It can represent a possible promotion that you're going to get. It could represent a possible, maybe a house that you're going to buy. Now, the Empress does represent a person, so I will tell you that a lot of you Virgos, I can see fertility all over this card. So if you're not, I mean, This is another thing I want to tell you. Some of you Virgos, you're looking for the perfect time to either bring a child into the world. Within the next year, a lot of you Virgos are going to conceive, and you're not going to necessarily be where you want to be financially, but you're going to be comfortable. You're going to be very, very comfortable, but that is a challenge. And the challenge is dealing with that blessing when you don't feel that you're ready, which you are. So that's another one. So, ooh, my crown is on fire right now. I felt this buzzing kind of on the, ooh, goodness gracious. Okay, so moving on to your strength or how to harness your inner power is the Nine of Vessels. You got the Nine of Vessels card. So I feel like what you need to do is you need to really understand that you get what you ask for. And I feel like a lot of your dreams are going to be coming true. To like not just make it a dream, I feel like it's going to come into reality. And I also feel as though it is also about being compassionate to others. So your strength, Virgo, is going to come from the healing energy that you give to yourself and you give to others. Your generosity. Okay, and it's not just money. It's not just money, Virgo. It's love. It's giving of yourself, because what you give to others is what you're going to get back. Okay. Also, I can see a lot of your health and vitality has been affected by negative thoughts. This is why this card shows up. I bet you. What card is this? This is advice. This is your advice card. Quit thinking so negatively, Virgo. Yeah. Quit thinking. Quit thinking so negatively, Virgo. That's the problem. You think too negatively. That's why the King of Arrows is in the reverse position. Give me some clarity on what the King of Arrows is talking about. Also, I feel as though a lot of you guys need to clear your head. You need to clear your subconscious thoughts. See? Four vessels. Also, a lot of you are currently bored in the position that you're at work. It's not challenging enough for you. So advice, lessons you learned last year, you know, that four vessels represents that apathy. That four vessels represents that boredom that led to you going down that wrong road. You got bored and you decided to do something that you thought would be exciting, but it led to sort of a problem, okay? So I feel as though it represents you not being challenged enough, Virgo, okay? If you've got your own business, then you need to start opening up avenues. You're just sticking with the same old thing. And then also, like I said, a lot of you Virgos do have imbalances on your heart chakra, as well as your third eye and crown. I was feeling some. So a lot of you, you know, may have been for 2017 suffering from some kind of depression, confusion, mental fogginess, loss of faith, feeling disconnected mentally, dementia, epilepsy, and even schizophrenia, headaches, light sensitivity, autoimmune disorders. You know, you didn't want to go out in the sun too much. That's what you were dealing with in 2017. It's all a part of a metamorphosis that you're going through. But I will tell you is that if you stay stuck without getting what you need from the universe and from the divine, then that's going to lead to diseases and ailments. That's why you've been having those ailments that you've been having. So again, I do chakra therapy for people, so you guys can contact me for that. Final advice on the four vessels. So advice would be to quit thinking so negatively. Your negative thoughts are affecting your emotions. How do you get rid of negative thoughts? You know what? That's a very good question. Many, many people come to me to get cleanses. They come to me to get cleanses for that. My cleanses do work because that is considered to be a mental blockage. Okay, you have to reprogram your brain. And then also you have to banish away negative energy from that chakra. I can sense a lot of negative energy around you guys' third eye, which is why the King of Arrows came up in the reverse position. And then also you guys are, now some of you may be dealing with an air sign that's very apathetic, very narcissistic, okay? And maybe you do need to cleanse that energy off of you. Maybe that's your ex, okay? A lot of you Virgos could have either an Aquarius, Gemini, or a Libra ex that is very negative, okay? And they cause sort of that mental confusion and fogginess that you're having. It may have been some kind of spiritual transference from that person. Queen of Vessels is a spirit guide telling you to possibly cleanse yourself in the lakes of Winnetonka. Yeah. So final advice on the Queen of Vessels. That's, yeah. Water therapy, hydrotherapy. Even listening to water is going to be the best way of doing it. One technique that I use is I will listen to the rain with thunder. Okay. So I'll listen to the rain with thunder, but I will, and see, this is good for your root chakra as well. Okay. Listening to the crackling fireplace. Okay. So rain and thunder and crackling fireplace would be my medicine therapy for you, sound therapy, okay, for a lot of you Virgos. And you need to just imagine your issues and your problems going away. I'm going to go ahead and light my heart chakra incense. By the way, guys, I do provide heart chakra therapy for people. I provide chakra therapy for people. This is no joke. So, uh, if I can just find my incense here, they seem to have escaped my grasp. Okay. So your Anahata chakra. I always just imagine my chakra at an ideal state when anytime I'm doing my chakra adjustments. Then you can also, if you can't do it, you can always ask Archangel Raphael for healing. Okay. Just think of Archangel Raphael as Leo from Charmed, from the movie Charmed. I always sit real quiet and I imagine myself where I want to be, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Always works. Sometimes it takes a couple of minutes to get yourself centered. Okay, so there was a reason why it took me a while to get you guys' reading done. Okay, this is 3 years of therapy and a crash course and probably a 30 or 40-minute YouTube video. So anyway, if you guys need any additional help, you know where to reach me. All right, I'm going to move on because I can't make this reading too long. But your navigation guidance for the year ahead, okay, is the Three of Bows. It's all about fulfillment. It's all about fulfilling what you want, what is best for you. And then it's also about growth. So guidance for the year ahead for 2019, Virgo, what I can see for you is growth. I can see fulfillment. I can see happiness. Okay, I can see spiritual growth from that Three of Bows. The key word for this card is fulfillment. Okay. Filling that void. Okay. It represents filling that void. Spirit, give me some more. One more card for the year ahead for the navigation. Okay. Two of Stones. I do feel as though some of you Virgos that are working jobs, I will tell you that I am seeing challenges at work. Yes, I am. I'm seeing challenges at work. That 3 plus 2 equals 5. So where there is growth, I can see that you guys are going to get some kind of promotion at work. But it's going to come with a price because somebody's going to be jealous of that. Somebody's going to be watching you. Okay, and you do need to be prepared for that. One more card. Let's see what one more card. So I can see that. Ooh, the 6 of Arrows. You're going to be moving. You're going to be moving to possibly a new place. Okay, if you guys are planning on staying in your old place, mentally you're going to go to a better place. Represents peace and harmony. Okay. I am curious as to what, because I am using the Wildwood Tarot, guys, and I do like to look at other perspectives. Okay, the 6 of Arrows in this book is the 6 of Swords, you know, in the other deck, but it represents transition as well. So movement towards new possibilities or cycles within your own personality or thought process is wonderful. So your negative thinking is going to improve. And that's something that I do believe that you want to improve, because what you do, Virgo, is you will allow a thought process to come into your head and you will process it forever, over and over and over again. And you will think of the worst case scenario. That's not good. Okay, because what that means is that your mind will go through this whole negative process. And for some of you, it's faster than others. But, okay, this card also represents a subconscious impulse to travel beyond your present horizons that have become static. So some of you are going to do some traveling or moving. You're probably going to move into a new place. Okay. Possibly an anxious or testing time of uncertainty, but harnessing positive energies and drives will add purposeful momentum to the coming changes. I really do like that. I really do like that advice that that card gives. So, final outcome card, which is your focus card. The Knight of Vessels, your clarity card. Your personal theme for the year would be to go with the flow. You're going to go with the flow. You're not going to allow one little negative thing to spoil your whole day. Oh, this happened and this is bothering me. Oh, I can't. No, you're going to be going with the flow. Okay. So that Knight of Vessels represents the eel. Okay. I want to look at this real quick. I want to take, because this is one of my favorite decks, guys. The reason why I love it is because of the court cards. The court cards have animal totems, and I think that is friggin' amazing. Okay, these are animals that you're gonna find out in nature. I love it. The Knight of Vessels is the eel. Position on the wheel is passing through the autumn equinox. The eel is a wise protector. According to Irish myth, certain eels could turn into weapons when wielded by a warrior. Cuckachain's famous spear, the gay bolga, derives from the name the eel, and the war goddess, the Morrigan, assumed that form in battle. The eel swims where weeds and cresses drift. So it represents attraction, conquest, seduction. Okay, so now I will tell you that there is going to be some of you. You do have a lot of you Virgos do have a water sign that you're with, or either one that is pursuing you. So some of you may have a water sign come into your life, just to let you know that. But I wanted to read you from the book. Represents union and coming together, a welcoming. Okay, so again, a lot of you, I can see you guys bearing a child. Now let's look at the autumn equinox as far as to what timing that is. Autumn equinox is around September. So that's actually around your time. I love this deck. I don't know why I use any other deck. So I feel like your theme for the year is going to be all about getting what you need emotionally and repairing yourself emotionally as well. You want to repair yourself emotionally. You're seeing what you were missing emotionally. And also something significant, that time frame. Spirit, what final advice you want to offer to the Virgos on this Knight of Vessels? Okay, so the Five of Bows comes up. Represents empowerment. Now, the Five of Bows in the traditional tarot represents problems, issues. Okay, people fighting, people being jealous of you. Let's see what the book says about it. It's probably a very similar meaning. The difference in this deck is that it represents empowerment. Okay. By facing and defeating our greatest fears, we empower ourselves and grow more resilient and effective against adversity. This leads to the individual's belief that they are no longer simply powerless. So, Virgo, you've been afraid of your own power. You have been. You've been afraid of it. And the reason why is because it does create adversity. Okay, so some of you, you are going to be starting your own businesses, and see, you're going to face that fear because you already knew, like you already knew that getting that raise, getting that promotion, starting your own business was going to cause people to come after you. Well, now you're going to have to face that fear, and it's not as bad as it looks. You got to learn how to do alchemy. You do. So that's why I told you guys about that. That's that card added up together. You're mastering your skill. And so you're going to have to learn how to deal with things that you don't like sometimes. You see what I'm saying? And then also I feel as though it represents, it's not dealing with things that you don't like. Let's not put it like that. What I am saying is that negative energy, because it is the Five of Bows, could be negative energy. It's a lot of negative energy. You're going to have to learn how to use that energy for your advantage. Okay? And it can be very, very hard. Once you learn to use that energy for your advantage, and once people can't dig at you, once you become empowered, then they can't, you know. So this is where you would get something and people would just be able to tear you down and tear at you and gnaw at you and nag at you. And so now it's kind of like, you know, you're too strong for them to be able to penetrate you at that point. So anyway, that is going to do it for your reading, Virgo. Thank you so much for watching. Again, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And if you need a private reading, the link to my website is below. Talk to you guys later. Blessed be, and namaste, and love and light.